Just us, nobody else. Got something for you, but keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it. Nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute. Before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it. Hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come in here with me. I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, Hoops fans. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny, the Jet, the champion, Smith, and Shaquille, the Diesel, the champion several times, O'Neal. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the New York Knicks in New York. For New York, only one win in their last 6 games. They know they can play much better, looking to be more competitive tonight. Well, it's rare these days to see a big man like Anthony Davis who can explode on the offensive end the way he can. What makes him so potent, Kenny?
Inside, outside, Ernie. You
Yeah.
know, he can get it inside, he can get it outside. It's impossible to guard. And 50-point nights. I'm telling you, 50. 5-0. All possibility.
And what I like, he gets all the touches he wants on the floor. Way to feed the big man, Pelicans.
That's the same thing you used for the Hawks.
It's still a bird, though, right?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Horrible. Kevin Harlan, it's all yours.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Let's begin presenting New Orleans Pelicans. At small forward, it's Weinberg. At point guard, Bryson Ryan. At the other guard position, Drew Holiday. At center, DeMarcus Cousins. At the other forward position, Anthony Davis. The head coach of the Boston team is Alvin Gentry.
Sunday afternoon with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analyst, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. just a single game at home. After this one, it's back on the road for the Knicks. Their last encounter was in New Orleans, where they were able to handle the Pelicans.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
I think, Greg, everyone played their role so well, and I loved how aggressive the guys off the bench were in that one.
So the Pelicans win the tip. Now the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. The star big men pair of Davis and Cousins are up front. Holiday out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Moore in at the 3, the small forward.
You know, it seems a little to me like the mystique of this building that the Knicks call home can be overwhelming at times, right? So many great games played here, perhaps the most iconic floor in all the NBA.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That is his first foul of the game.
Refs calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
And Jack kicks to Cantor. Outside Hardaway. Holiday brings the double team. The wide open look here for Porzingis. No good on the 3. The Pelicans have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. And Davis throws it down.
That's just an incredible find coming from the big man. No debating Cousins' smarts on the court. He picks out a pass there that not many guys would have seen.
No good from Jack. Here's New Orleans. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Straying from his one-and-done season at Kentucky, leading college basketball in block shots. We knew Anthony Davis could dominate defensively, but did you have any idea he'd be this good offensively?
None. I mean, with his length and athleticism, you knew he'd have an impact as a finisher. But the way his shooting has developed, it has been remarkable. Now, granted, this was a guy that at one point was recruited to play point guard coming out of high school, but he's playing more like a shooting guard with his skill set.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Davis. About halfway into the season, Doris, teams are already separating themselves from the pack. What are some of the elements you are looking for right now as you take a look at those top teams and trying to figure out a championship contender?
So you know that line, it's about the economy, stupid. It's about the players.
Oh!
My goodness.
And that's another basket for them. They have really come out blazing here in the first.
New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Rondo on the double team. Over in the corner, Lee down low. Porzingis. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And watching Porzingis play, you forget how tall he really is in terms of how he moves. Not only how quick he is, but also that skill set. Incredible that a player his size won the skills competition in last year's All-Star festivities.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And that is what fools a lot of NBA fans about Porzingis. Most of the highlights, Greg, you see are his blocks and putback dunks. But if you watch his game, you see that skill level.
It's rare to see a player who's the complete package like Porzingis. I mean, he's fluid. He's got the easy-looking shot. It almost looks like he's a guard shooting the basketball, comfortable creating for himself or playing off others.
I tell you, as good as he is at the line, it allows him to invite contact when he's down low.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they've built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
They get the rebound. And Anthony Davis again. Davis has got 12 in the game.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
It's good.
And there it is. After 4 straight misses, finally nail one.
New Orleans with the ball. They're on a 16-4 run. Offensive rebound. He dishes it to Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
Courtney Lee is on the wing. Off target with his 3. New Orleans leading by 14. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
Well, this is a clear case in point of where the comparison to Dirk Nowitzki is so apropos. Not many 7-footers with that kind of range, Kev.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
Well, I couldn't agree more, Greg. Situations like that you hope build character. But they need to knock down the free throws, bottom line.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Knicks.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Here's Jack. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Lee. Holiday with the block. Davis against Porzingis. And the shot goes in. 14 points for Davis.
Now, I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
It's stolen by Davis. And now it's Davis running. He can go all the way. And Davis throws it down.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for him.
You know, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now.
And Jack kicks to Porzingis. Lee outside. Clock at 6. Down low. Cantor goes back up. And it's good on the way in. Cantor's got his first bucket in this one.
I love that Cantor will pursue rebounds out of his area. This guy's such a powerful player who's willing to exert his will. Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him.
Jack against Rondo. And Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he... Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim rattler.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Here's Jack. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Minnesota. Lee kicks to Porzingis. There's a screen by Cantor and a wide open look for Lee. Here's Jack, and Davis sends it back. Lee against Holiday. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here. You think back to how Jeff Hornacek was as a player. Doris, you see that same demeanor on the sidelines.
Well, what you're talking about there, Kev, is sort of that gritty, no-nonsense, tough-minded approach. What Jeff Hornacek was as a player, he certainly displays similar attributes as a coach.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
Shooting one.
Free throw, good, Holiday.
And when you look at the Pelicans, you got to expect for them to be one of the top defensive teams in the league. You've got the Twin Towers down low, and Drew Holiday is in the top handful, I think, of defensive point guards in the league.
Here's Davis. No good off the front iron.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
Hardaway dishes to Jack. Lee kicks to Hardaway. And again, New York with the triple. Andrew Holiday at 6'4", great size for the point guard position.
And his height enables him to cover shooting guards. At the same time, he does a great job of keeping smaller players in front of him. Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Lee kicks to Jack. Pass to Cantor. Hardaway with a wide open look. And it's Hardaway again missing. Over Hardaway. Here's Moore. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. And the Pelicans lead by 18. Now let's find out what head coach Jeff Hornacek had to say to David Aldridge. D.A.
Well, Kevin, the crucial aspect in his mind is making things tough for them inside. He said they're a physical team, and they bring a lot of intensity. If we don't respond when they push us, we'll just get bullied all game. You're going to get down in the paint tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Doors have talked about the evolution of the specialist, the pure 3-and-D guy, for example, who in that category are some of the best in your opinion.
Well, I'm so happy that Klay Thompson has evolved from a guy who believed coming into the NBA that he would strictly be a 3-and-D guy to a much more versatile scorer. But in today's iteration, I would have to say Danny Green won a championship for the San Antonio Spurs, doing nothing but absorbing the biggest threat on the offensive end for the opponent and then being able to make huge threes at timely opportunities. Patrick Beverley, another guy grinding it out, increasingly making shots, and of course, tenacious on-ball defender.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Cantor. Doug McDermott comes in for Lee. Baker, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Ntilikina in for Jarrett Jack. Dante Cunningham's checked in for New Orleans. Nelson comes in for Rajon Rondo.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Outside, Porzingis. Beasley the screen. Now here's McDermott. Tight defense on him. Pass to Beasley. And stolen by Cousins. Cunningham kicks to Nelson. High post try. And he knocks down the jumper.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Pass to Porzingis. Dishes to Beasley. New York moving the ball around. Good on the three-point shot. Baker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Boy, that's exactly how you have to play defense when he's driving the lane. You cannot give him any space.
Here's Ntilikina. And not sure what he was thinking there. New Orleans leading by 19 points. And there's Davis. That's good on the assist by Holiday. Holiday's got his 5th assist in this one. Outside, Porzingis. He kicks it to Beasley. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
You know, and that was a nice find by KP. Saw the open man. He was on time, on target with the pass. Perfect.
Here's New Orleans, fresh from a win against Portland.
And guys, they just got so many good looks in that one, and the defense never able to affect their offensive rhythm.
Well, I think the defense from the other team was simply porous. There's no other way to put it. So many openings, and they made them pay for it.
Yeah, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And finished off by Davis.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Knicks trail by 19. Outside, Porzingis. And it's off from 3-point range. And so here is New Orleans. Davis with the bucket. Davis has got 24 points.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Beasley outside. Now the dish to McDermott. And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Knicks have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
One shot, gentlemen.
I think I like the skill set of Doug McDermott. He's a phenomenal shooter, and he's got tremendous range.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Porzingis. New Orleans also making some changes. Omer Ashe, he's checked in for Cousins. Darius Miller comes in for Davis. And Ian Clark subbed in for Drew Holiday. No good from Beasley.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Miller. Shoots over McDermott. Off the left rim and out. Knicks trail by 20. From deep. Ashe pulls it in. New Orleans with the ball. Here's Clark. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
The Knicks shooting only around 32% so far in this one. The offense looking a bit off kilter. And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass.
Pelicans shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw, no good. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. 2 Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
Good on the second free throw. And there is perhaps no more of a loyal fan base, Doris, in all of sports than the fans of the New York Knicks.
Well, I grew up a New York Knicks fan, and most of us are complete diehards. The city of New York has always been in love with the New York Knickerbockers.
Here's Cunningham. And the Pelicans miss again. Now here's McDermott, covered by Miller. Baker kicks to O'Quinn. It's rebounded by New Orleans. There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And Miller with the basket on the assist by Clark. Miller's got his first points in this one. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. The Knicks have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
At the line for 2.
Two shots.
And he makes the first. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for New York. And Beasley drops both of them. New Orleans leading by 23. Baseline J on the way, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
And when it rains, it pours. Another jump shot tickles the twine.
Ashik pulls it in. Ashik's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Nelson. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for New Orleans. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. And we'll be back with you shortly. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And the Pelicans have been rolling right along, haven't they?
I love the fact that they're getting so many of their points at the rim. Just a solid first period.
Well, Greg, playing bully basketball on the block. Every opportunity they've wanted at the rack, they've got it.
The Knicks shooting just 28%. They are offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. On the court right now, second quarter for the Pelicans. Jameer Nelson is out there with Ian Clark. Then there's Darius Miller. Then it's Omer Ashik. And it's Cunningham in at the 4 side. Just 5 on the clock. He doesn't usually fire from out there. Baker's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Knicks. Here's Ashik. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Ntilikina. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And it's in there.
Boy, you got to give it to the big fella from Norfolk State. O'Quinn making his presence felt on the second chance opportunities.
Shots good by Miller.
I don't think the pass could be better placed. That's a great assist.
And we're starting the second quarter. About a minute gone. Miller with the double team to the left side wing. Pass to Ntilikina. Beasley the screen. Feeds it to O'Quinn. Here's Baker. 4 on the clock. Here's Beasley. Tipped away. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beasley. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Davis.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, This is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
Pelicans leading by 22. Clark kicks to Miller. Thomas with the block. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Pelicans do have their challenges, but Anthony Davis remains committed to winning in New Orleans. He said, "I love it here. I don't plan on leaving. I guess I fit into that old school category where I want to try to win where I start my career. That's always been a goal of mine. My goal is to bring a championship here." Kevin?
And David, loyalty does go a long way. Davis is a perfect guy to build your team around. He wants to win.
Well, he did everything right till he got to the rim. He needs to finish that.
He feeds it to Beasley. Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Nelson. On its way from Clark for two. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. They start a long road journey there. That'll be the first of a 7-game road trip. Thomas against Miller. Kick by O'Quinn. Here's Thomas. They get the rebound. The shot's good from O'Quinn.
You know, that right there is a great example. O'Quinn has got great hands, so he can step out or bang inside with the best of them.
That one goes. Count it. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it if you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people because there's so much scoring and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to that.
At its best, you're 100% correct. You know, couldn't agree more with this timeout. There are far too many turnovers to get any kind of offensive rhythm. You're just trying to mix things up here.
Both teams will make substitutions. And, of course, free throws always so important. Here are the leaders. You look at Lee, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic.
And you simply got to avoid sending him to the line. Absolutely no one has better form from the stripe than he does.
Jack passes to Hardaway. Thomas a screen. Now here is Jack. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And the Knicks miss again.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
And then Cunningham with the dunk.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
And Jack kicks to Lee. To the paint. And O'Quinn slams it in.
Yeah, nothing too flashy there, but O'Quinn certainly able to punch it down with authority because he is a big body.
Cunningham. And it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Cunningham's got 6 in the quarter.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Kick by O'Quinn. And Jack kicks to Thomas. Lee outside. O'Quinn with it. Working on Ashik. O'Quinn can't hit. New Orleans has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Miller outside. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Miller's got 9 points.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly. And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Yeah, they've dominated that category in this one. It's reflected in the score.
Here's Moore, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. New York called for the foul. New Orleans shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And the first one at the line is good. And Doris, you look at the Knicks team, and clearly the future is going to be built around Porzingis.
Well, and you think back to the Knicks mortgaging away their future at times to make a run at the playoffs, but I think it's now time to build from the ground up. They've got some draft picks to work with going forward, and though it may not be immediate, Porzingis is a nice centerpiece to build around.
And so Moore nails both of them. New York's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Miller against Lee. Hardaway for 3. Drops in the tray. Hardaway's got his second basket.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Ashik with the bucket.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Cantor with a screen on Rondo. 3-pointer. Another shot. And scoring with the play inside is Cantor.
The efficiency of Enes Kanter is impressive. This guy's massive on the blocks and knows how to score.
Over in the corner, Cunningham. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Cunningham's got 9.
You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
And Jack, here we go. And here's Porzingis for a 3. That doesn't go either for Porzingis.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You take a look at the Celtics. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And, of course, the Knicks. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And seeing where the Knicks are, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, this is where the pressure really starts to build. Any little slip-up between here and the end of the season, and they could find themselves sitting at home for the playoffs.
Jack dishes to Cantor. Lee against Moore. Back to Cantor. Just 5 to shoot. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. Doris, you've watched the game of basketball develop over the years, but it seems like over the past 5 seasons, there's been a real shift in what is considered a good shot. Talk about that if you could.
Well, there was a moment in last year's finals where
One
Steph
shot.
Curry is leading a transition opportunity where it's a 3-on-2, and normally you are taught, go get a layup. Well, Steph had Kevin Durant in front of him, and instead of passing to KD, he stops and shoots a pull-up 3. The three-pointer and playing with pace are the most extreme differences in this year's NBA.
The pull-up 3 really took a lot of focus, I thought, this past playoff season, didn't you?
Oh, I agree. And it's incredible the freedom that these guys have to go ahead and pull the trigger. Now, whether that's analytics-based, Kevin, or whether it's just the skill level changing of the players, that's an interesting question.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
And Jack kicks to Porzingis. Jack with it. He's picked up by Rondo. Lee passes to Cantor. Out to Hardaway for 3. Rebounded by Moore. Moore's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Outside Holiday. And the Pelicans get it back. And the basket is good. And it's now 26 points for Anthony Davis.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Porzingis kicks to Cantor. Back to Porzingis. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Porzingis has got 12.
You know, Porzingis' size obviously will make him a threat at the rim, but that athleticism a problem as well.
Buries the long-range jumper.
I'll tell you, somebody fell asleep because the defense was not paying any attention to him. That's a huge blunder.
Here's Jack, and Davis sends it back.
And he has lost all confidence out there. Still not a single field goal made in the game.
It's rebounded by New York. Cantor's got his third rebound on the night. Here's Hardaway, and a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got 4 assists in the game. Here's Davis. No good. So New York will take it the other way.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
That's his first triple of the second period, third of the game.
Over to the wing. Here's Moore. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And here is Jack. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Lee outside. Traps in the tray.
Yeah, just no reason Lee should be left to shoot open shots from there. He's a remarkable long-distance shooter.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those 2 anchors on the front line.
2.
The first one falls. Greg, what would you say is the key for the Pelicans to get back in the playoff mix?
There's several. I think rebounding was a big problem. The trade for Cousins should help in that area, and every team needs more shooting. But I think in particular, this group does. And then first and foremost, look, you got to stay healthy. Hard to figure out what you have when you never get a chance to see it.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And coming out of the offseason where the Knicks had a really long to-do list, you knew they were going to shake things up and made some moves in free agency and realized they needed to build around Porzingis going forward.
And change was needed badly for the Knicks, and they did that starting with the front office.
Yeah, Knicks fans can have a dire outlook at times, but the team still has a solid foundation. It will take some time for the team to become a true contender again, but having players not be at odds with the front office, definitely a good start.
Well, for the last 2 decades, there have been a lot of big men coming from Europe who have been tagged as the next Dirk. A lot of lofty expectations to live up to. But Porzingis, Doris, Porzingis seems to be one who is answering that call.
Well, I think Porzingis certainly on his way to being as beloved as Dirk is, both here and back in Europe. And the reason you like the comparison, both are size and skill combined. And they have praised each other in the past, a little bit of a mutual admiration society.
Lee outside. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got 6 assists in the game. New Orleans has gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Outside, Porzingis. Here's McDermott, and finished off by McDermott.
Well, the respect you have to have for McDermott's jump shot opens up that drive for the easy opportunity.
And finished off by Davis.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And here's Porzingis for a 3. Cousins pulls it in. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
He's got a defender draped all over him and somehow manages his way to the hoop for the layup. That's just well done.
Rondo on the double team. Lee fires, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there. New Orleans dictating the flow. Here's Cousins. Buries it down low. Cousins has got 16.
And always looking to throw his weight around inside. Cousins is a handful.
Jack passes to Porzingis, and Kanter throws it down.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. 17-foot shot on the way. And that one comes up a bit short.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field.
Back to Jack. Kanter with a screen on run. Courtney Lee is on the wing for the three. Pelicans pull it in. Cousins has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Holiday. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. And that's 11 points for Drew Holiday. Over in the corner, Porzingis cans it from downtown.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Count the basket. Moore's got 6 points in the quarter.
And when you're open, Rondo finds you. Always has his head on a swivel.
And Jack kicks to McDermott. Kanter against Cousins. Kanter sets the pick for Porzingis. Over Cousins. Porzingis can't hit. On the wing, Davis. Good on the baseline, Jay. Davis has got 30 points.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot. Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Ntilikina. The shot, no good. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. New Orleans on top, opening up a huge gap. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, you're leading at the half. What will you continue to emphasize to your team?
Well, I mean, defensively, we still have to be good. We got to rebound the basketball. And then we've got to continue to push the basketball and score offensively.
We'll see if you can keep that going in the second half, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He had 30 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Lee. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then it's Jarrett Jack. And it's Hardaway in at the 2. That's the 5 for New York right now. Count it.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Jack against Rondo. Cantor with a screen on Rondo. And Jack kicks to Lee. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide open shots like that.
The Pelicans have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
One shot.
New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Poked away. It's stolen by Davis. And Davis throws it down.
Exceptional play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, and the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
And Jack kicks to Cantor. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Here's Davis. Second shot opportunity. And Cousins with the lay-in. Cousins has got 18 points in the game.
Just tremendously physical. Cousins not afraid to rearrange some furniture in there.
Porzingis kicks to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Well, everything starts with a great pass, right? That's really pretty.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. And a look here at the shot chart for New York.
Well, they haven't really been strong enough inside. I mean, they haven't been a force or aggressive with getting those good quality looks in the paint. And I think the one-dimensionality of their offense is going to continue to be an issue because the defense isn't having to worry about clogging the lane or defending down low.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Rondo against Jack. The pass to Hardaway. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by Moore. Moore's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Tough start to the second half. Just 1 for 5. Wow.
The Knicks have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. A very slow start offensively. Porzingis sets the pick for Jack. Left side Hardaway. That doesn't go either for Hardaway. The Pelicans have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
Count it, good.
Well, Mr. Porzingis, nice to know you're not afraid to mix it up. Boy, you gotta love that grit and hustle.
Holiday with the 3. And again, New Orleans has no luck. For New York, they've gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Lee passes to Porzingis, and Davis sends it back. And pushing it up, here's New Orleans, and here's Moore outside. Sinks the three-pointer. Moore's got 11 points.
Not everyone has the green light to take that 3 in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
Here's Porzingis, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
Well, it didn't matter. That was really spirited defense. But when you're 7 feet tall and have a high release point, as Porzingis does, turn the lights out.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Porzingis. Well, a few things have become clear with Rondo in the past few seasons. One, Greg, he needs to be happy with his situation in order to be productive. And two, he can give you big numbers at times, but he isn't the player he once was on that Celtic team.
Yeah, and Rondo, he's such a hard-headed guy.
2 shots.
And has his own way of approaching things. If you clash with him, everything goes up in flames with his game. He needs to be on the same page with his coach, and he's running out of coaches who will put up with it.
He misses the free throw.
And when engaged, Rondo is special. A triple-double threat who does a little bit of everything for his squad.
Miller's checked in for New Orleans. Good on the second free throw. Here's Jack. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Outside, Porzingis. Kicks to Cantor. Can't hit that one. Nice D from Cousins. Here's Davis. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Davis has got 39.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Shaq with it. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. There's a screen by Cantor. Porzingis kicks to Lee. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Here's Davis. Here's Cousins. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Cousins has got 20.
And Cousins with that aggressive scoring mentality. This is a guy who wants to dominate.
New York, no good that time either.
In the first half, he was on fire from range, but he hasn't knocked one down since.
They get it again with the second effort. No good, and just his third miss against 13 tries. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Porzingis kicks to Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
Boy, once Cantor establishes position on the interior, forget about it.
Here's Rondo, but they'll get another chance.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
Outside Holiday.
You two players.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Cousins with the bucket.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
The shot's good from Cantor.
What a fantastic game he's had on the offensive end. If only his teammates could... Unbelievable.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, he gets up. Jack passes to Porzingis. Here's Cantor. Nice D from Cousins. The Pelicans shooting it beautifully here in the third, 56%. Wow.
Another solid game from this guy shooting the basketball, just adding to this lead. So hard to defend.
Outside Jack. Lee outside. The feed to Cantor. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
Well, mouse in the house. He recognizes the size advantage and goes right to the rim. Good aggressive play. Boy, his ball security flawless in the first half, but since then, it's an absolute disaster.
And New York making a change here. Thomas is checked in, and then for New Orleans, Omer Asik. He's checked in for Cousins. Cunningham comes in for Davis, and Nelson is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Passes it to Thomas. Shaq with it, and it's Nelson picking him up. Hardaway from outside. Asik comes up with the rebound. Asik's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Cunningham. Drills it from outside. Cunningham's got 12 points in the game.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
And again, it's the Knicks missing. New Orleans has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. The Knicks shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hardaway. And let's step back for a second to look at the top shooting point guards in basketball this season. Drew Holiday fourth.
Some remarkable shooters in that group. I mean, you know that when you're seeing those types of numbers at the point guard position, you're talking about some very intelligent and patient players.
You know, that intelligence is really their hallmark. Always taking the smart shot, never forcing it when it's not there. You know, that's how they're able to keep their percentages so high. That and the fact that they can flat out shoot it.
Outside Thomas. And he overshot that one, missing.
And this is really good defensive pressure, whether he gets the block or not.
No, Greg, you're absolutely right. This is strong defense. It's about making the shooter feel uneasy, and that's what he did.
Out Beasley. He's got 6. Oh, Quinn can't hit. Ashik dishes to Nelson. Fires from 14. Here's Cunningham. Beasley with the rebound. Knicks shooting poorly, just 35% so far. To stop the run. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Ashik's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Good work there as it goes. Cunningham's got 5 points now this quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Pass to Baker. Shoots a 3. Rebounded by Jameer Nelson. And for the Pelicans, they're shooting indicative of smooth offensive play. Up at 60%. They're a machine from the floor. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Cunningham. The shot off that time. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Baker kicks to Beasley. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. This is his second trip to the line in this one.
This season, the percentage right around 72%, so not the kind of success he was hoping for. Two.
He misses the free throw. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Lance Thomas. Good on the second free throw. New Orleans gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Ashik, no good. And so it's New York with it. Pass to Ntilikina. Beasley kicks to McDermott. Back to Beasley. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Beasley's got 9 points.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
And again, no good by New Orleans. The Knicks shooting just 34% from the floor. Here's Ntilikina. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Ntilikina continues to impress from deep. He's definitely showing he's comfortable shooting it from beyond.
Cunningham's shot is off.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Knicks have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
Michael Beasley. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. New Orleans making a switch here. Moore's checked in. So he picks up just one from the line that time. Well, for New Orleans, shooting 47% from the field in the third. Here's Clark. And a big pounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 5 points in the game.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
The pass to Baker. Banked in off the glass. Baker's got 8 points.
How good is that pass? Certainly makes the offensive opportunity easy.
Ashik, no good.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Lays it up and banks it in. 1:16 left in the third quarter. It's Beasley on the wing. Over Cunningham. No good from Beasley.
Well, he gets the separation he needs. You can't say the same for his aim, though.
No good from Clark.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Dishes it to McDermott. The 17-footer. Here's Beasley, a second chance effort, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I'll tell you, if you don't box out well, expect to get burned. You can't afford to give them second chance opportunities.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Passes it to Baker. There's the triple. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
For New Orleans, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
At the line, Ian Clark. Taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on that one. And he sinks the second. New York shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots.
Struggling to make shots this quarter and making it hard to catch up.
The offensive rebound. Clark down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
Well, he's obviously anticipating different movement there, and instead of an easy connection, the pass sails straight into the front row.
Here's Ashik. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. The Pelicans on top, running away with it. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with head coach Alvin Gentry.
Hey, let's keep it up, guys. Just keep running, though. We can get out in the open court and run all we want, all right?
Alvin Gentry satisfied with some of what he's seeing, but would like his guys to pick up the pace.
And there have been some opportunities in transition that they have yet to capitalize on. It may have cost them some points.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So for New Orleans right now, we've got Cook. Jameer Nelson is out there with Ian Clark. Then it's Omer Ashik, and it's Diallo in at the power forward position. Beasley. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Ashik's got his 16th rebound on the night. Clark for three. Out of bounds, New York takes possession. Here's Ntilikina. To the right side. McDermott, no one around him, hits it from three-point range.
Well, we know that McDermott came into the league with a reputation as a dead-eye shooter. Get your hands up and contest or he'll make you pay.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Nelson, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
I love the fact that Ntilikina is skilled at being a ball mover. He's got a pass-first mentality, and that's winning basketball.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. You almost never get that wide open a look.
Doris, when you look at the NBA draft lottery, so many of the top guys coming out are one-and-dones. How is that, you think, affecting the way the NBA game is played and coached?
Well, obviously it can take time because the one-and-dones are typically 18, 19, or 20, somewhere in that age range. So you wonder about maturity. Their skill sets are probably going to be, a little bit slower to develop. It's enough of a concern that Commissioner Adam Silver has addressed it. Whether or not the player representation will allow that rule to be changed about the one-and-dones remains to be seen.
For New York, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And it's Beasley in the corner. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
Well, that's just taking your eyes off the target before releasing the pass. Very careless.
New Orleans has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Stolen by O'Quinn. Now here's McDermott. And that's going to be a treble.
And that's only his first miscue of the night. He's been unbelievably steady so far.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone.
Put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
To the inside, here's Ntilikina, and the layup is good.
And you can see he's been working on that post game. Ntilikina showing some skill set down on that low block, using that length to his advantage.
Lance Thomas, he's checked in for the Knicks. The Knicks have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Baker passes to McDermott. From 10 feet out, it's rebounded by New Orleans. Clark's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Shot good by Diallo.
Exactly the shot they were looking for on that possession. The easy one down low.
Pass to Baker. There's a good screen. Outside Thomas. Pass to Ntilikina. Expanding his range. And again, it's the Knicks missing. New Orleans has gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. They get the rebound. Cook on the money with the open jumper.
He just punishes you on the backboard. I mean, it's pretty deflating for a team trailing big and still giving up second chance opportunities.
I think he senses a team on the ropes, and he's looking to put them away. That killer instinct is shining through once again. I'll tell you, that play was not as easy as he made it look. A moving target, it has to be perfectly placed, really pretty.
McDermott for three. Unable to get that one. And New Orleans will come the other way. Here's Hasek. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Boy, that's how to do it. Just go strong. Don't settle for a jump shot when the defense is flat-footed. Nice.
To the inside. The shot's good from O'Quinn.
And how about the presence of mind of Ntilikina there? An excellent passer who does a great job of setting the floor.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Outside Thomas. And again, it's New York. Here's Nelson. Here's Hasek. Rebounded by McDermott. The Knicks have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Right wing. Here's Baker. To the left side wing. Just 4 to shoot. Here's O'Quinn. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And it's Cook missing.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
And the three ball is good.
How about that catch and release? Lance Thomas showing why he's poised and ready to provide anything this team needs.
Diallo, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
To the inside. And the basket by Thomas.
Well, this guy known for terrific shot selection. Thomas getting that one to go from high percentage range.
And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Ooh, that's right in the face of the D.
You know, he dealt with the pressure like it was nothing. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly, Doris. We all love it as broadcasters, as fans. But are there any changes you'd like to make in any event or the weekend overall?
Well, I think one thing that would be fascinating to me is to see the best players, for instance, the Klay Thompsons, the Steph Currys, those people, the best shooters in the league, participate in that particular three-point contest. Think back to Larry Bird when he walked in the locker room and said, who's coming in second tonight? Like, those are great. We can't get enough of our stars. I'd like to see the stars have to participate in at least one event, Kev.
Good thoughts. Hey, Doris, on the subject of league expansion, Commissioner Silver has said that 30 teams feels about right at this point. How long do you think it's going to be before we add another franchise or two to the NBA?
All right, let me just say that I completely concur with Commissioner Silver. The last thing we want to see when the NBA is at its peak in popularity is expansion that might dilute some of the competitiveness that we want to see happen. The bigger question right now is these super team issues. Are we at a point where there is such disparity between the best teams in the league and the worst? Let's address that first, and then we can look at expansion down the road.
So you do not like the super team aspect that we're beginning to see formulate it from time to time?
I don't necessarily want to say that. I think the jury is still out, Kevin. We have to see how the next 2 or 3 years plays out as it relates to both Cleveland and Golden State. I think there was a period in the 80s where it felt like it was the Lakers and the Celtics every year. Let's not overreact, but certainly let's not add teams before we make sure we are where we need to be from competitiveness standpoint.
Two shots.
Two shots.
The first free throw is good. Doris, for you in evaluating how good a player was over his career. You can look at analytics, statistics, whatever avenue you want to take. How important are the rings, the championships in that equation for you?
You know, I know there is some conversation that's saying if you don't have a ring, your career wasn't great. I would say this to you. Karl Malone and John Stockton are in no way diminished in terms of their Hall of Fame credentials simply because they lacked a ring. Sometimes it's the era within which you're operating. Michael Jordan was the greatest player of his generation. Some would say the greatest player of all time. I would say that Karl Malone and John Stockton, unfortunately, were at their peak, in the peak of maybe the greatest player, Michael Jordan. So in no way is someone like Patrick Ewing diminished in terms of his stature and greatness simply because the Knicks were never able to break through. I don't buy that argument.
You frame that so well. McDermott with it, and it's Miller picking him up. Nice shot by McDermott.
He's made obvious improvements since the half, really getting into an offensive groove.
Here's Rondo. Again, Rondo missing.
No doubt it's been a rough game for him. I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it as long as they hang on to the lead the rest of the way.
Ntilikina offline with his three. New Orleans has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. The shot by Rondo is no good.
This has been one of those nights where he's really struggled. The team hasn't, but he has.
McDermott can't get it to go. Here's New Orleans. Clark dishes to Rondo. Makes it off the glass.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Knicks shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. Of course, some people are pushing for Holcomb Rucker to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. What do you think are the chances of that happening?
You know, I think contributions to the game take many shapes and forms, Kevin. And obviously, Rucker Park is one of the most identifiable places in the history of the game. If you're a city basketball player, you know Rucker Park. You tried to prove your bona fides there. So if the committee believes Mr. Rucker is worthy, I am all for it. I'll tell you, he's had a tough night. And if you're going to shake out of a slump, he's not going to do it with those kinds of shots.
New York shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. No good from Jack. New Orleans with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Diallo kicks to Clark. Rondo's shot is off.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Knocked loose. The dish to Jack. Here's Clark. It's hauled in by Thomas. Thomas got his 5th rebound in this one. Jack against Rondo. And Michael Beasley picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Well, for New Orleans, shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. Rondo gets the bucket.
If he's one thing, he's efficient in the paint. Rondo really good with the positioning there close to the basket.
Rondo on the double team. Shot by Jack. Wide open. Trains the three-pointer.
You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double team's in place like that.
And here's Usher. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Tipped away. And Ashik throws it down. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 21 rebounds.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
On its way from Clark for 2. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. 1:39 left in the fourth. Clark's gone 6 of 13 shooting tonight from the field. And it's Beasley in the corner. Doris, the new designated player veteran exception allows teams to pay their biggest stars much more money than any other team can offer around the league. How good is that for the league in terms of competitive balance?
Well, you would never to me, want to see a player like LeBron James or Kevin Durant underpaid relative to their value of the team. And I think for a long time, Kevin, that was part of this. And so I'm interested in your take. I want these guys to be fairly compensated. And that's the most important thing.
I do love when a player is developed by a team and stays with that team. We see so few of those instances in pro sports. But a lifelong Pacer or a lifelong Celtic, I think to me that has great meaning, especially if I were a fan of that team.
Well, we were so used to that as kids growing up. You know, those players stuck with our team for extended periods and many times for their entire career.
Yes.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Pelicans.
The bench gave him a big lift in this game.
And listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep. And that has to be a relief.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Anthony Davis.
Boy, what a tremendous display of offensive firepower. It mattered not the size, the type of defender they put on him. He made easy work of it.
With the teardrop, the kick out to Jack. Outside Thomas. Beasley with it. So we see New Orleans taking a W here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. AD, it looked like you guys were having some fun out there. Is there a new dynamic coming up offensively?
No, we just don't care who scored the ball. You know, the ball movement was great. Everybody's rebounding and talking. So when we play like that, it's fun to watch. You know, and everybody out there having fun, smiling, a lot of emotions. That's all we asked. That's all Coach asked for, and we did that tonight.
Good win tonight, AD. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.